Well, we came to Cambodia in the year 2000 with a group out of New York, a missionary group. And we came and started working in a hospice with adults that had HIV. And I had never personally met anybody with HIV. And we discovered that there was very little medicine in the country at the time. Medicine Sans Frontières had some medicine, about 3,000 doses for 160,000 infected people. Make a long story short, the children, the people were dying in the hospice, and their children who were infected with the virus had nowhere to go. The villages wouldn't accept them, their extended families wouldn't accept them, etc. In 2006, we left that organization and started New Hope so that we could expand to the provinces. We provide a full school here from grades 1 to 8, all in English. That was 1 through 4 last year, and now it's 1 through 8 this year. We have built houses for the teachers. We have 14 expatriate native English-speaking teachers on site. So the total curriculum is in English with 1 hour of Cambodian every day, the Khmer language. The idea is to give these children the best education they can, so that, because they're going to fight stigma and discrimination here in Cambodia, they have to have the best education they can have. When there was nobody in Cambodia giving the medicine, we just did it anyway. The kids were dying. I'm not a doctor. We just raised the money. We went to Thailand. We bought the medicine. We knew the country had been devastated by war and genocide, and we knew of some groups that were working here that seemed to be trying to do some good things. And we came with one of those groups. Yeah.
And the reason we joined is we have 7 kids between us. They're all left to go to college. And we had this great big house, and we said, okay, what do we do now with the rest of our lives?
Let me tell you a story about a little boy that's from our village. His name is Chewy. In November 2013, Chewy got very sick, and we had to send him to the hospital. And while he was in the hospital, he was there. We put him in on Tuesday, and on Sunday, the hospital called us and told us to come pick up Chewy. And so I looked at my husband, because we were having breakfast after Mass, and I said, oh, Chewy's getting better, so we can go pick him up. And the doctor on the other end says, no, Chewy's very sick. He will be dead in 24 hours. That his kidneys has failed, his liver is shut down, and his lungs are filling with fluid. And so I looked at John and I said, Min Chewy, we've had him since he's been 6 months old. I can't let Min Chewy die. It sounds like he's got kidney failure, not kidney disease. He needs a dialysis machine. And the only way you can get that is in Bangkok. You need him to get him to Bangkok. So we ended up going to the border, which was 7.5 hours away. And on the way, Min Chewy kept getting sicker and sicker. We get to the border. He was on his hands and knees gasping. I'm calling John and telling John, I said, John, he's not going to make it. I think we need to come home. And John says, no, as long as he's breathing, go ahead and go on. Keep pushing. We tried arguing with the border guards to open the border because my child's dying, and they won't let me because they said it's closed until 7. And we got there at 2:30 in the morning. About 6:45, 15 minutes before they opened the border, Min Chewy starts bleeding out of the mouth and out of the nose, and I thought for sure we're not going to make it. They end up opening the border. And I took Min Chewy in my arms and I just ran over the other hamlet. About half an hour into the trip, we had to pull off the side of the road because Min Chewy had died. And they had to resuscitate him. The positive doctor thought that maybe we had a little bit of a shot. But we didn't know if there was going to be brain damage or if he was going to be a complete vegetable. So the negative doctor said I should just go ahead and let him go because I really didn't have the $55,000 that I needed to be able to have the medical. I told John, I said, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And John said, go ask the doctor if we could just take 1 week at a time. So I went to the positive doctor and I asked him, can I just do 1 week at a time? And he says, yeah. He said, we'll do it 1 week and see what happens. I have never used the media, social media for anything. But this night I decided I was going to ask all my friends on Facebook if they could help me. It's through prayer or $5. 3 weeks later, Chewy walked out of that hospital. He stayed at St. Regis. He was waited on hand and foot. And when he came back to Cambodia, we picked him up at the airport and we brought him to the village. John dropped us off at the front gate, and I walked through as 240 children stood on each side of the road and greeted Chewy back because they thought for sure their brother had died. And today Chewy's in the 2nd grade, and he's still asked to go back to Bangkok so he could go to St. Regis.